What is up, everybody? It is time for another review. Today we're going to take a look at the STB-1, the medium tank at tier 10. And yeah, this is one of the newest tier 10 mediums. Came out a couple of patches ago. And I almost got the second mark of excellence in it as of making this review. I've been playing it a lot and I thought it would be a good idea to make a review out of it now. I'm going to show you guys 2 replays. And we're now going to take a look at the armor and the guns and all the little stats of this tank. So once you've played through this entire tech tree, through the Chi-Re, the STA-1, the Type 61 I believe it is, you already know that you don't have any armor. But then the STB-1 comes in and shows you we can actually have some armor this time around. So if you take a look at this turret, the front is ridiculously good. Like if you take a look at it like front on like that, it's 181, and the higher you go, like there's some ricochets, 300. It's just really good. And the above part of the gun mantlet is just a fortress. Like nobody's gonna shoot through that. And what's actually funny and a little bit surprising is that the gun mantlet is actually the worst armor of it. Well, unless you're shooting like inside, like the turret is shaped in such a weird way that there's a lot of good armor and sometimes a lot of bad armor. Because if you take a look at the cheeks here, those are actually weak spots as well. If you are gonna shoot it in the turret anyway. But because of the gun depression, you're gonna be finding a lot like this. And once you take a look at it like this, the armor becomes ricochet city as well, especially in the top parts there. And the cheeks here are still 137, but it's such a tiny target. Like the turret is not that big. And if you're snapshotting or just peeking out really shortly, there's no way people will reliably pen you in the turret. So that's a really nice change. After playing all those soft paper tanks, you finally have something with armor that you can use. The frontal plate isn't that bad, but for a tier 10, you are going to get bent there a lot. Frontally, it's not even that bad. It's like 170, so first like some tier 8 mediums you might bounce a little bit reliably, but again at extreme angles you're gonna get ricochets again, of course. And if you go hold down, it's like the frontal armor is alright. The turret is really good. There is a weak spot on it, and that's the cupola here. That is the weak spot of the tank, and any other armor is just complete paper. Like artillery will love you because they can splash you really hard. Side armor is only 36, like it's absolutely nothing. And what's also interesting to note, but I really did not have any issues with this, is that once I take a look like this in the tank viewer, is that the sides here are like a super weak spot. It's like 35 armor on the sides there. So if you take a look at the model, it would be above the tracks right there. But again, I did not notice anybody even bothering shooting me there. Like if people can shoot that, they can pin you just about anywhere. Anyway, so it's not, it is a weak spot, but you shouldn't even be in that position. You should just be using your turret and your speed and not rely on any other armor but your turret armor. And the turret armor is reliable if you like peekaboo. If you don't stay in the same spot too long, it will work out. So that's really good. Also, the gun is pretty damn good in a lot of ways and pretty damn bad in a lot of ways. So let's take a look. 258 pen, 390 average damage per minute of almost 3.4, 3,400 DPM. That is really high. Because the reload time is only 6.9 for an average damage of 390. So that is really good. If you take a look at the aim time, 2.2 seconds is really good as well. The accuracy is not that great, but workable. 3.5, 0.35 is really good. But the soft stats, and I don't really know if I can show you that in these stats, but the soft stats, which means like the stats you don't really get to see in the tank unless you play it, is that if you are on the move, the gun is inaccurate as all hell, and you really need to fully aim to get your gun to like kind of snipe. So, and it takes a lot longer than this aim time makes it think you will. You're gonna spend a lot more time waiting before you can shoot again if you want to snipe from a distance, and even then, the gun has the tendency to diverge a lot. So like you want to hit the center mass, but you hit fully to the left or stuff like that will happen a lot. So that's something to take into account. The gun is really good, especially if you're brawling versus something you can easily pen. The DPM is doesn't have any freaking mercy. Like it will just troop through a lot of tanks. It's one of the highest, if not the highest, DPM in the game at the moment. And this is still in 9.1, so I think in 9.2 maybe the Leo 1 might be better. Might already be, but it is really good. Like 390 alpha every 6.9 seconds is just really, really good. Keep in mind that a lot of people seem to want to play this thing with 10% increase of the food consumable instead of like a medikit or something like that. I just do it with my basic setup, which is repair kit, medikit, and automatic fire extinguishers, and some optics. But a lot of people say that if you really don't like the gun handling, you should go with fence and the food. I've not tried this out because this is working for me, and yes, you will have some frustrating moments where you just keep on missing a T95 all day. But, you know, 8 out of 10 times it will work for you just fine without the consumable and ventilation, I feel like. So, alright, so let's hop into the first replay, shall we? Alright, so for our first replay, we are on Redshire. I'm playing together with Fosh and Jedi. Fosh in his 50B and Jedi in the Tortoise. And we spawn south on Redshire and its encounter. And I'm going to a place which is a very good spot to begin with if you're in a light tank or in a medium tank with good enough fuel range. And Fosh is taking up a position here, so he can shoot at the targets that I will probably spot coming in here. So we just take a look, and then all of a sudden their artillery shows up, which is very kind of him. Fosh puts a shot into him. So do I, and it's already 1 kill within about 50 seconds. So that's very kind. That was the only artillery on the enemy team, and now we continue on our spot. Spot an 1815 IS-7. I'll wait a bit till they're out of range to shoot back, basically putting the rock between me and him. Now the Panther gets spotted by some teammates. Can actually have a shot on that guy. I think we shoot him in the turret there, so that's very nice. Some free damage there. So now we are just waiting, seeing if there's any slower tanks that are still on their way. So we know that there's now an E100, IS-7, and an 1815 on that flank. Which obviously is very useful spotting for your teammates to know. If there's only 2 tanks there, they can easily go forward, etc. So 30 got spotted, and then he regained his stealth. Then I fired, and then he got spotted again. And unfortunately, we did not pen him. I think we shot him in the gunman or something crazy like that. Try and snipe the Yak Tiger back there. Did not work out, but it was a really small target, so. And now on the right flank here, a T7 Heavy also shows up. So that now means there's an IS-7, T7 Heavy, 1815, and an E100 on that flank. I'm still waiting a bit, biding my time. Let's see if I can get some cheeky shots in an IS-7 turret on the side. Don't even hit the guy. And now we have a T7 Heavy that is focused on something else. We take our time and shoot him in the tracks. Fosh also puts a shot into him. He has to use his repair kit. He moves out. Shoot the 140. He shoots us in the turret with heat, and we managed to bounce that. So that's really nice. So we're just waiting around here, seeing if we can take some cheeky shots. Now I noticed that the rock that I was hiding behind was getting shot from the left, so from the hill over here. So I decided to move out. So I just saw that the E100 fired and the I-7 did. Shoot the E100 in the side, and this is where the STB-1's gun is really nice. You have good DPM, and if you shoot in the side of these things, you will have a much easier time just snapshotting and not needing to aim for specific weak spots. So here we go. Object 140, track him as well. Now you see me zooming out all the time because I just want to see where the I-7 is at. I want to see who's shooting in my reloads. So now we move up aggressively here. We notice that the IS-3 is also in the valley at B8. So we don't have enough gun depression here. We're trying to get some gun depression. Actually shoot the ground there. E100 just fired. Take our time, wait for the T7 Heavy to pass so we can kill him. T7 Heavy is way overextending, and I'm lucky enough to get the killing shot there. So now I see the IS-7, I have full health. I'm not really afraid of taking one hit. Shoot him in the side, probably the space armor over the turret. We don't even scratch the guy. But he does pull all the way back with his turret and gives my teammates some easy shots. Foch is still in his old place sniping away, so he killed the 1815 there. And Jenna actually killed the IS-7. IS-7 was turned his turret fully towards us, so our teammates had really easy shots on the guy. So I didn't lose health, and this fight lasted a bit shorter, which gives us more time to kill some other people. So the IS-3 is still here. He's probably on his own because most of his teammates have been spotted at this point. And so we use our hill. He shoots, he hits the hill, not even our turret. We put an easy shot into his front. We have to DPM to shoot him at least one more time before he shoots us. Shoot him in the track, face him directly. Hopefully, I was hoping that he would shoot the turret. There we go. Take him out with our fantastic DPM. We did 1100 damage there. Now we're trying to take some potches at the Panther on the move, which you have to be really lucky. Like, this gun is not made for shooting on the move like this. But what happens now, we know it's only a tier 8. But as you can see, there's a small like hill here in the middle. So I am going there so I can be hauled down versus the Panther 2, and he's going to have a really rough time penning our turret if he stays behind there, or he has to come towards us, in which case this makes it easier for us to put some shots into him. So we wait here, try and shoot him in the tracks, and we managed to do it. He uses his repair kit. Now I know my reload is really good here. I tried to shoot him in the tracks again there. I hit him in the lower plate instead. He bounces, and we take him out. So we did 1260 damage to that Panther 2. In like a couple of seconds it felt like, but you know, the reload is just so good. So again, we have the hill in front of us here. Try to shoot the live on the move. Doesn't work out. But you might as well try. We got like 17 shots left. Why not? Try to shoot the waffle on the move. I miss. Foch hits him on the move with a 50B. So now it's just a little left. So just have to clean him up. There he is. Put one shot into him. He bounces our turret, I do believe, there. And we're already reloaded. And we finish him off before any of our teammates ever got close. So that is our first replay. Let's jump into the next one. Alright, so this is the score screen for that first battle on Redshire. Obviously a mastery badge, a Top Gun medal, and high caliber. If you take a look at the score here, 1374 base XP, 6 kills, and almost 6k damage done there. Just a really nice game. We also picked up a nice amount of assistance due to tracking and spotting, 3,332. And we made a profit of 75k because we got a pretty nice score and we didn't shoot too much. Actually, I'll show you in the next replay, where we make a little bit less profit because we've been shooting a lot more and doing a lot more damage. But overall, this game just fairly nicely done. Didn't take too much damage, make nice use of the hold down capabilities, and overall just a nice replay there. Alright, so here we are on Steps. I'm playing together with Foch in his 113, the Chinese heavy tank, and obviously we're in STB-1. we have a very good matchmaking here. We are 2 of 3 tier 10s, then there's some tier 9s, and about 6 tier 8s. So yeah, really good matchmaking for us, and on steps, so this should be a good one. Steps is one of our favorite maps to play in on a medium like this, with some turret armor and maneuverability. So we take up positions here, and we already noticed that they are playing really aggressively. There's a Batchat right there, T-44, and a Scout. The Scout's in a really odd position. As you can see, you don't really see people going there at all. He peeks out, we put a 400 damaging shot into him. So if you take a look at our minimap now, and this is actually a mistake that happens a lot. And I always see a lot as well. If I'm in, like, if I was at Batchat, this is a situation that happens a lot on steps, I feel like. So, if you take a look at the map now, it's just me, Fosh, and a T-44-2 versus 4 tanks here, and probably more, because we can barely spot anything, because we're too busy shooting or trying to shoot the people that are lower, like the Batchat and stuff over there. And with 2 tanks here versus an IS-7 that can go hull down and everything, you're already completely screwed here. And what a lot of people need to start doing, and what I've been trying to do a lot more, is if a situation like this happens, just pull back. And that's what we're going to do here as well. And I'm going to show you how you can defend even if you're like outgunned here. Which, you know, in a public game like this with 15 versus 15 can easily happen. If everybody decides to go on the left flank, you can easily get screwed. And there's always TDs here waiting for, you know, who knows what. So, yeah, let's continue. So, the T-44-2 is fighting the T-44, but now he got shot by the ELC, even in the back. And we just know we're outgunned. So, I'm telling Fosh, like, we should not make the same mistake again. And we should just pull back here. Facing our turret towards the enemy. And now I'm gonna go into the pocket over there. It's not really a pocket, but you know, there's like a dune here we can hide behind. Also note that Centurion and Patton are way too late on this flank, and they can't really help, so they need to retreat and use this dune as well. So, like I've said before, the STB-1 has really nice gun depression and a really good turret, so this is perfect terrain to defend against the enemy horde here. Way better than the position we were in, where we had no cover at all. So we ricocheted the T-44 there, probably shot him in the turret or something like that. The Batchat was busy shooting something else, so we have an easy time shooting him. T-44 comes in, put one shot into him. Notice the reload. Notice the reload and how damaging the gun is. It's actually insane. So we take a snapshot there. We hit him, I think, in the gun method or something like that. Like, this gun is not really meant for any snapshots, but in situations like this, you just need to keep shooting to keep the enemy back, to keep the enemy further back. So if they come up close, you're totally screwed. So you need to put in shots here. So we take out the T-44, we reload, we assess the situation here. The IS-3 is coming in. He's going to be behind the dune. That could be a really hard target, but then he moves out way too much. And we just put a shot into his front. So note that there's now, what's here? An IS-3, Object 704, a Ferdinand, an IS-7, a WZ-132, a Batchat. If we were in our old position, we would have been screwed already. The base would have been taken over with some more kills that were too far back to help us out. But now, Fosh is over there providing cover, shooting from an upper position into the enemy tanks. And we're actually using the base campers to our advantage now. So, the IS-3 doesn't even take a shot at us. We put another one into him. Also, though, we already almost did 3k damage here in about 3 minutes. See if I can get a cheeky shot on the IS-3. You'll see actually comes from behind to spot all the enemies here, so they take out our Waffle Panzer IV. So now there's a Batchat on low health, the IS-7. 30 is here, so 30 is an easy target. Shoot him once, move back up, they can't shoot back. Now the IS-7 try to push us up versus the Patton and the Batchat. Take a snapshot because obviously he's already aiming at us. So we don't have time to aim. So now we just pick another target. Maybe the 30 again. 30 bounces us in the turret. Put another shot into the 30. Yeah, we have more than enough pen to just keep shooting the 30. But I do believe this is going to be a bounce. Don't really know where that one hit, but like I said, snapshotting on this thing is a bit risky at times. So the I-7 comes in to shoot our teammates, but we're still in such a good position that we just have flanking shots in these guys now. So now I'm just waiting, because I know there's still a 30 and still a 704 there. Put another shot in the 30. It was actually a really low roll. 313 not very high out of 390. Reload again. So we take a pot shot at the 30 that wasn't spotted anymore. We don't kill him, but you will note that like the gun impression is just so good. Like there's such a tiny target for them to shoot at now. Oh, 704 is there, 406 health. If we get a high roll, we can kill that guy as well. 30 gets spotted again, take him out. So I'm being a bit cautious here because I don't want to get shot by the 704, obviously. So Fosh moves us in, kills the Betchat on the low health, I believe 120 or so. That's the E4. This is really lucky. I know we bounced it. It could have been a penetrating hit, but I'm also we have to be sort of lucky there that we even hit the guy. So Fosh moves us in on the right side, like onto the on the same level as the 704 and the E4. And I'm gonna go around. So we have a crossfire on those two tanks. The E4 is still on full health, I believe, and the 704 is on low health. And we still have one Patton with us on 600 health. The other flank is completely dying, even though they have more, I think have more tanks, or even the same amount of tanks as on our flank. So 704 gets spotted. Tries to look at us. We shoot him in the tracks. Not yet killed though. Don't know where the E4 is, so I back off so the 704 can't return fire, even if he turned. Completely missed that shot. It's typical STB-1, where you think like, where the hell do my shells go sometimes? That one does connect, so we hit him in the side there. Now the E4 on full health. The 113 is there, so he's focused on Fosh right now. Fosh shoots, he shoots, I noticed this, so I just go in, because I know the E4 can't fully rotate his turret. Put a cheeky shot into his side, easy enough. We have enough time with our reload to not be afraid of this E4. As you can see, he's trying to shoot us. No dice. The Patton decides to go in front of the E4. Not very smart, but still. And our monstrous reload, in a good way, allows us to actually get the kill on the E4 as well for 4 HP there. So the other flank completely died here, and it's just me, Fosh on 620 health, and our Patton here. And what's actually remarkable is that sometimes people actually listen in this game, and I tell in chat, Patton, can you go for the RT? Me and the 113 will defend. And he's like, he gives us the affirmative, and he actually goes off towards the artillery, which is really, really nice, because if the artillery dies, we should be in good shape, even though we're outnumbered. But I still got full health, and we have a good position to defend from. Going back to the same June we had the first couple of minutes in. Going to the bush. Spot the IS-3, take a snapshot, we don't hit the guy, go back, don't want to get shot at. Again, use the June. Notice we bounced a shot there, that's probably the ST1. Oh no, the ST1 is in the middle there, so excuse me. There was another IS-3 alive, that's probably the one we bounced. So the ST1 is on low health, and I thought he was peeking out, so I'm going to the side here to see if the ST1 wants to do the same, like he wants to move through here and then behind us. So I'm just patiently waiting because we don't know where the T95 and IS-3 are. So the IS-3 is there, that's the one we just bounced. So we have to be careful here because we don't know the T95, where his position is at. Oh, there we spot him. He's in the middle of the open. He did not spot us, however. I do have optics on this tank, so We were lucky enough to spot him without him spotting us. Maybe he just fired on Foch that he lost his camo or something like that. So Foch actually puts a shot in the IS-3 there. So I know the T95 is there and ST1 is in the little ditch, but he's a one shot. The ST1 is a one shot. So T95 is not that fast, so I'm just gonna go in and kill that IS-3, but then the ST1 shows up. That's our first hit we take, actually, that Ben says. We shoot him on the move and bounce, then we take our time. Our reload is so good that we just easily take that guy out. He still had like 4 or 5 seconds on the reload. And also notice that I put the rock between me and the T95 while shooting the ST1. Alright, Foch took some hits, he's on low health. There we go, IS-3. Put a shot into the side of his turret, no problem there. So now we got 8 kills, Foch is on 2. We are on 6,283 damage done. T95 is still on full health, so that's really nice. We can get some more damage done in this game. Obviously, being outnumbered like this, it doesn't really matter how much health we got. This T95 is just completely screwed at this point. We shoot him in the tracks. Still have 10 APCR shells over. We shoot on the move again, we miss, because you know STB-1 gun. Shoot him in the tracks from up close, and now he's completely dead. 402 damage, reload in 6.9 seconds. 349. And now we finish him off for 9 kills, done. So this is the score for that last replay. Obviously we got a mastery badge, we got 9 kills, and 8 kills it gives us a Redley Welter's medal. Almost a Pool's medal at tiers 10. Obviously we did a lot of damage in that game. Let's take a quick look. 7,194 damage done, 9 kills, 1,372 XP. And we picked up 3 medals there. And you almost got no assistance, which is just pure damage. And really shows you what that gun is capable of. And we ended up with a 40k profit as well in credits. We didn't shoot any heats, just the regular ammo. And for the first fixture of today and everything together, we had about 4,116 XP. So yeah, overall a really nice game there. So yes, the STB-1. Quickly becoming one of my favorite tanks to play at the moment. Just an overall really nice tank. Obviously the gun will troll you sometimes, which can be really frustrating. But when this gun works, there's absolutely nothing stopping this tank. Especially in conditions like this, behind the dune, hold down. Having all the time in the world to just pick out your shots, putting shot after shot into the enemies. And besides that, it also looks really, really nice. Like, it looks like a really, really cool tank. It looks like somewhat of a, like the Leopard. And yeah. What can I say? It's just a really nice tank. Hopefully the 2 replays will show you what this tank is capable of. Because you don't really see this tank too much in World of Tanks. And maybe that's because people are still grinding towards it. It is one of the newer tanks, I guess. But I do recommend picking it up if you're already playing it. Hopefully you'll see what kind of tank you're grinding towards. And yeah, I recommend getting it. And hope you guys enjoyed this review. There's more coming up. I plan on doing just about every tank I can get my hands on, I guess. So yeah, if you did enjoy the review, or you disagree with some points that I've said during the review, please let me know in the comment section below. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.